Hello everybody and welcome back to Witcombe Park Farm. So we are just getting ourselves ready because what was the wheat field, we now need to go into there, get this cultivated, ready for drilling. Because if we look on the mini map here, we can get canola in this month. We are in August 1, so we do have plenty of time to get it in. But yeah, you got to make a start somewhere. So I do also just want to apologise to the members of the channel because normally I'm uploading a video every other day maybe, and that keeps me ahead for the 4 videos a week. And I'm currently, at the time of recording this one, I think I'm up to, or videoed up to maybe it's the 25th of this month, which, yeah, this video will be coming out in this month, I think. Anyways, I'll have to double check that. But with so much going on in my life at the moment, I haven't recorded for a week. Maybe it's just over a week. So I just want to apologise that for not getting that content out. I have, however, the reason why I haven't been releasing videos is I have trialed and spent the last week trying to make my very own mod, which it'll be a scripted mod, and I've got so far, I've got all the logic in, so all the logic's confirmed and that is working, and I've got all the cell structure firing back and all that sort of thing, and plus it's responding to what implements and so on that we have, which I should say that the mod, I should actually tell you what the mod I'm trying to do is. It's all to do with soil compaction. So I do believe it's something that's been missing from the game. And what I am looking at trying to do is it'll be making it into sort of 2 versions. One will be an easier sort of version, less sort of severe, but then another version will be all about making sure that your soil structure's right. So I think how the general premise is it will work on a scale of 1 to 100. 1 being brilliant, 100 being the worst, where if you do get to the likes of 100, it means, oops, I've dropped the front weight. If you do get to the likes of 100, it means you can no longer direct drill until your soil is done. And in the testing that I have done with it, I think the cells in a field are 2 meters by 2 meters. It will just skip over them parts and just won't drill it. And it's the same with, you get yield bonuses and yield reductions with how you look after your soil. And that same again, it will just, if your cell in the field is bad, it will skip over that. So I am quite excited trying to get this going. The only thing that I will say is I am no modder. I have no idea how to code. I am very much, at the mercy of AI, which I'm using one to help me called Claude at the minute. But the big thing that I'm stuck on is the minimap. I desperately want it so that when you go into a field and you have a cultivator on, plough, subsoil, para-harrow, disc harrow, all that sort of thing, that the minimap becomes live like in precision farming. Because in your precision farming, when you come to put nitrogen on the field, you can see where you're applying nitrogen and where needs nitrogen. I want to make the minimap like that. And likewise, when you put lime on. But at the minute, I'm having an almighty battle trying to figure that out to the point where it's put me on hold. But anyways, that's what I've been doing in the interim. And what I'm thinking of doing is, if I do eventually get it going, which I really hope that I do, I may offer it to members to have a go and have a look and see what they think. But yeah, I'm also going to make it so that, well, I've mentioned obviously hard and easy. I'm going to look at that. If we do an easier version, you don't have to do the soil as much, because on the hard version, it's going to be, you get certain reductions. So if we use this disc harrow, it will bring you into a yield improvement. So you get something like a 10% yield bonus, when you are able to use a disc harrow. But you won't get the max 25% until you go and para-harrow the field. So it's making a proper seed bed. That's a premise anyways. It could very well change in time. I may not even get it out. But if I can get it out, then it will be amazing. And I really hope that people, if it does come out, people enjoy it, because it's taken so much of my life already to try and get it done. Like the countless backwards and forwards, putting it into the game, then going into the game, to test something, to come back out again, then rewrite something. Like, there must be an easier way, but at this moment in time, I don't know where it is. So if any of you do know how to get it into the minimap, to be able to get the mod to work like that, then please do put a comment below or do something to let me know. It would be greatly appreciated. Especially if the mod does, because my aim would be to get it to Mod Hub. And wherever it did get to Mod Hub, I would by all means, put reference to whoever helps out with it all, because I think it'll be something good, especially for the realism side. It won't be for everybody at all, but that's part of modding, I think. And I have also I've had to change my office around a fair bit. And in doing so, unplugging my steering wheel and the controls, it has reset a load of things back to normal. So it's like my tractor driving now is not as responsive as what it once was. So I am having to get used to this. But I'm going to order myself another desk. And when that comes, I may even look at doing a setup video, just to show you what I have and what I'm using. I really need to get better at driving, because that's no good, this going here, there and everywhere. All right, I'll get to the yard. I'll take this off camera. We'll go get the drill. And then I'll have to have a look at my work calendar to remind myself what we were going to put into that field, because I'm sure I put it all in there. So as I just reversed to here, that should be somewhat close enough. Let's go work plan. So this was the wheat field, which is 59, canola. So the lime's done. We should really mulch, but we haven't got to that. I don't have ploughing on. That must be for the current fruit then, I'm guessing. Need to work that one out. But anyways, let's go get this put on. So attach and all that. They all work first time. Pressing the buttons, which was brilliant. We need to swap this over to, where are you? There we go, to canola. And then we'll go check our cover crop field, see how that's doing. I also need to have a look. If we go onto the map very quickly. Growth. So that's still got another growth stage in it by the looks of it. But anyways. Those wild boar causing damage again as normal. I'm hoping they can't do any damage to a cover crop, but you never know, do you? I think I am going to turn off the damage that the animals can make, and also the weather damage. I know we're playing realistic, but when something like that I find is not very realistic, I think we're better off just turning it off and going from there. should also say a massive congratulations to Daggerwin, because from a personal point of view, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be making these videos at all, because he was one of the first creators that I watched who I really enjoyed watching it. And then it just sort of snowballed from there. So I owe him a lot for creating this channel, and for him to now go and reach 1 million subscribers, that's pretty awesome, especially for a farming simulator channel. Like you look at a lot of others, who are doing very, very well, but they're just nowhere near sort of that mark, and it just shows consistency, and producing good quality. And that's how I try to look at my videos. I know I think I'm a bit more personal in my speech than what he is, but that's how I try emulate my videos to be, And if they're anything like, even if they're a quarter as good as what Daggerwin does, then I am very, very happy with that outcome. So we will just leave this here for now, and then we'll have to go find, where did I put the rolls? Come on. Oh, there we go. I just want to say it's now deciding not to work after putting it on. It worked so perfectly. But yeah, where did I put the rollers? I reckon they should be in that them there. Yeah, so there. Hello. See, the only thing with this seat mod is whenever I flick on my scroller wheel thingy on my mouse, even if we're not looking, nope, not that one, this one. Even if we're not on this, like in the cab like this, it does change our seating arrangement, but I'm sure there'll be something that can stop that. All right, we're going to put the rolls on, and then I just want to go have a look at the cows, because I don't, having a week off, I don't really know what's going on with them. So, and especially with the red tape mod getting fined all the time, I think it's quite a good idea to keep an eye on things. And yeah, I'm hoping that down in this shed down on the bottom here, that'll be the milking cows, and then maybe get some beefers up there. But the beefers are very much, depending on how long the series goes for, that's, you need a long series to really make money, money off them and be well worth doing. But let's bring up a dialogue box. First off, oh, there's one. I was just about to say, where are my cows? They're all gone. A little bobber. Very good, very high, very high, very high, extremely high, extremely high. You won't be making much milk just yet. I'd love it if you actually saw them in here. Which they're outside the barn, so maybe. We've got these two, which these two aren't doing a right lot. They won't make us any milk, but that. How does that have everything extremely high, but overall it's extremely good? That makes no sense. And then these two, I would presume, should be making us some milk. Extremely high, very high, and extremely high, very high. And fertility is very... Oh, that's a male, anyways. Have they managed to? I don't think yet. I seem to remember, because the realistic livestock, that's Arrow, I believe. I seem to remember him, there was something about models, about how it hasn't changed quite yet. Whether that's still true or what, I don't know. She's pregnant as well, so that's good. So what do we have in this shed? It should be full. Well, you can see the food there. There's plenty of food. So just shy of 19,500 litres. There's 29,500 litres of straw. So that would mean there's almost 1,000 litres of manure, and there's over 1,000 litres of silage, slurry. It's the manure that I need to keep an eye on, because if we go into the red tape mod and we go into manure management, so max allowed in storage 5,000 litres. So is that what I need to know? Is that in storage in the barn, or is that in storage in my clamp? Does that mean I need to get it into the fields? I don't know on that front. You should not let manure sit idle indefinitely. Ensure you do not store more than 50% of the manure you produce in a 6-month period. If you do not produce manure, you will not be affected by this policy. The report will update monthly. So my report here says current manure stored 710 litres. but in here it says we've got 875. Okay. So that's saying total manure. So if we produced, say, 10,000 litres of manure in the year, it's saying that we have to use 5,000 litres. So this is where we're going to have to get into a very, very good management scheme. I just need to work out what will be the best thing to do. I have seen there's been some brilliant comments from people from you lot watching, which please do keep them coming, because I read every comment and I try to reply to every comment. That's something that I've, from the word go, I've always tried to maintain. Ooh. So please do, if someone does know about the red tape mod, and how that manure system works, I would love to be able to read about it, to get a better understanding of it. But anyways, let's go get this canola field rolled, and then after that it's just fertilizer. Can we get there before you? Yes. After that it's just fertilizer and herbicide in due course. Well, that is a very good job done. So this field just needs spraying with fertilizer and herbicide, and then it is all completely done, which I can do that in the next episode, try and break it up and find something else to do. But I'm hoping that I know I've already looked, but I've forgotten already. I'm hoping that the maize silage won't be too far off being done. I'm going to say that's another 2 months. So not next month, but maybe it's a month after. I don't know whether this changes colour when you're working on 2 days per month. I don't know. The grass is also ready, so we could look at getting that cut, putting that into the silo, and then leaving it until the maize silage is ready. So it's all as one. I don't quite know how that works in when you're using the likes of the moisture mod. If you're leaving wet grass in the clamp, do you lose it, or do you manage to keep it? I don't quite know on that one. Anyways, I'm going to leave this here, and I'll probably also call it that, because I do actually need to go back and do my do my real job. But please do let me know what your thoughts are and opinions on a compaction mod. If you know how to integrate it into the minimap, that would be most helpful. Because I know the ways I've tried has gone through overlay and all that sort of thing. Don't even touch something like that. So I am looking at another way of doing it, just so I can read the field, so I can then actually start testing them. But let me know. Please do let me know. It would be really interesting. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.